Today I have Jason Bahnsen from Happy Creek. Jason, tungsten is on absolutely everybody's mind, and Happy Creek has tungsten. Let's start there.
Sure. Happy Creek is one of the highest grade tungsten deposits in the world, which is a great place to start. And we have a current NI 43-101 on the project of about 1.2 million tons of indicated and inferred, and we're currently drilling. And we think this could be one of the largest and highest grade tungsten deposits in the world. So we're very excited about the progress.
Many of us like the name. In fact, the co-chair of the Critical Minerals Institute said to me, is the name fortuitous of the explorer that actually found the deposit?
Yes, well, I mean, the company was founded by Dave Blann, who's was the initial first CEO and listed the company in 2006, and he's still very much involved, and he was in the field in the area, and the area there was a creek called Happy Creek in the proximity of the initial prospect zone, so hence it became Happy Creek Mining. So that's the origin of the story.
And of course, your stock has more than doubled here in the last couple of months. You've successfully raised capital and you've announced a new director. Where would you like to start with the update?
Well, with the company, and we've moved it from, I guess it was about a $7 or $8 million sort of market cap when I joined, was now at $25 million market cap. We think there's a lot more sort of room to run in the story, and people are just becoming aware of the value of in the assets, and that's what attracted me to the company. When I joined, Happy Creek was at 5-6 cents. And but I saw value in the assets. A great portfolio of assets is Fox Tungsten. There was also Highland Valley, which we've sold to Metal Energy. And Silver Boss is another fantastic project that we're just starting to tell the market more about. So I think there's a lot of sort of headroom in the story going forward.
And of course, it was just what, a week, 2 weeks ago when you announced the drilling program for the Fox Tungsten Project. Can you tell us more about that project, please?
Yes, I mean that's really the one that we started drilling on because of the timing of our sort of financing in September. We got going or fairly late, but the drilling began about 3 weeks ago, and it's seasonal because of the elevation of the project. So we're getting going late in the season. We'll try to keep going until October if possible. Probably get about 2,000 meters or a little bit more than that drilled this season. And the holes are all relatively short, so we get a lot of sort of bang for our drilling. They're about 100 meters depth, and that really highlights this sort of shallow nature of the deposit as well. Yes. So with Fox, we announced a 10,000 meter program late last year. That's what we're working on now. We think that's going to be enough to move the needle on the resource for an initial sort of update of that approximately 1.2 million ton resource. And we like what we're seeing in the drilling so far. We'll be announcing assays over the next few months, and really kind of putting the whole picture together and fine-tuning our drill program for next year. But I think Fox is got the potential to be a major sort of tungsten supplier, tungsten producer, in the sort of future for the North American market, which there currently isn't a single producer of tungsten in North America.
And in addition to tungsten, you've got quite the critical mineral basket. I think I read you've got copper, molybdenum in the Silver Boss project, another good name.
Yes, Silver Boss, that's the one we're doing some IP geophysics on now. And it's a relatively large project, about well over around approximately 200 square kilometers, and there's a number of prospects on that we've already ground truth over the last few years that are ready for drilling. And we have copper, a sort of Gus anomaly, a sort of 4.5 kilometer sort of copper anomaly in soils. We have a lot of potential for high grade molybdenum around the Boss Mountain pit. So Boss Mountain is a old Noranda mine that is in the middle of our claim block and hosted one of the highest grade molybdenum mines in Canada. It was about 0.2% moly and ran for over 20 years till I think 1983. So we're looking at the extension of that mineralization. And moly's hot, quite a hot commodity as well. So but in addition to that, this project has copper porphyry, gold copper porphyry potential around the old Silver Boss shaft. It's just so mineralized. It's quite exciting. I actually think it could be a standalone company on its own, just off of Silver Boss. But it's still a relatively early stage. But the key thing is all our projects, 370 square kilometers of them in total, are all contiguous. It's all one giant claim block. We have a rolling 5-year sort of permit, MIAB permit on these claims. So and they're all at the sort of drill ready stage. And so now we're focusing on Fox. We're doing some further ground truthing at Silver Boss, which is adjacent. In between that, we have something we call Hendel Art. And that's another group of projects and historic gold mines at it, and historic samples of 40 grams a ton of gold. So this whole area is just so enriched with the mineralization. Like you say, we have copper, we have gold, we have silver, we have moly there. There's palladium, platinum, to a lesser a degree in this, but it's very, very a fantastic sort of land package. And now with the market, people giving more recognition to resources and junior explorers, I think Happy Creek's in a great position as we develop these projects.
And I just want to clarify for those of you that may not have heard that the Silver Boss project is adjacent to Glencore's closed Boss Mountain Molybdenum mine. Is that correct? Or there was another significant mine that it's close to. Can you just add to that, please?
Yes, well, that where we surround that Boss Mountain, it's called, which is now owned by Glencore. That's the old Noranda mine. But we're also not far from other projects, Mount Poly, other projects in that sort of vicinity. So it's an area where there is a mining history, and along that sort of corridor, there's quite a few operations.
So what should we as shareholders anticipate in the upcoming quarter, Jason?
Well, I think in terms of the key catalysts, in terms of the story and the news flow, we will have assays coming out, and as we cut the core, we take it to the lab. So there'll be a series of sort of assay results that show the strength of the tungsten mineralization. And then once we've finished this sort of drilling, we'll do a preliminary model of the project, fine tune the drilling for sort of next season. So in terms of catalysts, we have the assays. Moving forward, we have the also Silver Boss as we develop that and get ready for sort of drilling some prospects on Silver Boss as well. The start of drilling. So in terms of there's a lot of results will be coming out over the next sort of quarter that start to paint the picture and the potential scale, potential and grade of both Fox and on Silver Boss in terms of drill targets at Silver Boss, which we'll try to get to next year. Those are the key things over the next few months.
So for everybody out there interested in finding out more about Happy Creek, please go to the following website. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you very much, Tracy. It was a pleasure.